In the late 1990s in Marion, parents of River Valley Schools students questioned high cancer rates among graduates. The high school and middle school were built on a former Army depot site where students may have been exposed to more than 75 hazardous contaminants. The state health department did not dismiss the concerns, but insisted that there was no direct evidence the chemicals caused the cancer. 10 TV's Ashley Berry visited with survivors and, sadly, loved ones of those who lost their battle with cancer.
These are just two Central Ohio families who more than a decade ago received devastating news, while some lived to tell their story.
My appointment was at 9 o'clock that morning. By 9 o'clock that night, I was sitting in the oncologist's living room being diagnosed with leukemia.
Sadly, others did not.
I think the thing I missed the most is the laughter.
We first introduce you to the Kearns family. Samantha was born into the world 12 years ago. She was just 9 months old in this video with her dad, Darren.
I don't know if I'm going to be here, much longer, but I hope so.
Darren Kearns died 2 months later, leaving behind his wife and child and parents who saw their child die too soon.
He said, why me? I don't smoke or drink, and I'm young and I've got a new family. And he says, why me, Dad?
Darren was one of 9 River Valley High School graduates diagnosed with leukemia in the late 90s. Other graduates developed Hodgkin's and other forms of cancer in that time. Because the grounds sit on part of a former military depot where chemical waste was dumped for years, the Ohio Department of Health was urged by families to conduct an extensive study.
There was a lot of people in his class that got cancer. What from, I don't know, but it always makes you wonder if it was the stuff that was out there in the fields.
Jamie Sager, also a River Valley graduate, was also diagnosed with cancer in the 90s. She's now in remission.
I played in the outfield and my feet were always wet, but we just kind of chalked it up to bad drainage or whatever. Never really ever thought about it, but I'm not sure what I was walking through now.
Do you feel as a River Valley student there was an imminent danger?
Sure, I'm proof of it.
The question many have asked, was there a link between the diseases and the school's grounds? Could it have been a cancer cluster with a definitive cause? Dr. David Brancato with the Army Corps of Engineers participated in the 4-year study and spoke with us over the phone. Was this area ever unsafe?
As far as the agencies collectively determined, the answer was no.
Dr. Brancato said health officials were simply unable to determine whether the toxic contamination in the soil contributed to the high rate of leukemia among graduates. Those that lived through it question that.
Do you think the government is responsible in some way?
Absolutely, I think the military. I mean, they used that as a chemical waste dump and then they built a school on top of it. How can you not? Of course they're responsible.
For years, the families fought to have both River Valley middle and high schools shut down for good. And in 2003, the district was relocated about 3 miles away. Still, the families question, did it happen too late?
I'm just going to be up there looking down on you.
Samantha says she wishes she could have known her dad.
I'd probably tell him I love him and that I know everything's going to be okay without him.
But there's not a day that goes by they don't remember.
I had a best friend once. His name was Darren. I wish you could have known him for the man he was.
As for the Sagers, they adopted their daughter Sophie 4 years ago. Jamie has been in remission for years, but says every day she wonders why and what if.
Because I'm sure in your heart there's still a fear.
Every day.
And you think about your daughter and your husband.
I'm going to be here to see her graduate, get married, and I don't know.
Reporting in Marion County, Ashley Berry, 10 TV News.
Health officials say the old River Valley middle and high schools are now being used as private warehouse facilities. The grounds are tested for contaminants every 5 years. The next review is scheduled for May of next year.